live stream and turn this camera off. But let's get to it. Today's gonna be about everything gang stalking. Just every topic there is of gang stalking. It's a lot of things to get into. We definitely gonna talk about the Myron Mays situation. That is really crazy. Like it's just crazy. It's just crazy stuff they do. How it all has and how we all have the not the same reaction, but similar reactions to the things that they do. We all have similar reactions to the things that they do. And I say that because it's this a channel to come to because I do research, like I study human behavior. When you're not around them, that's the only thing you can do is study human behavior. I've been studying human behavior since like 2018. That's when I started getting targeted. If you notice that I'm not StreamYarding on, I'm not live streaming on StreamYard, it's because they trying to charge me $35 to, I got like 20 hours of live stream and they only do so much free, but I'm not paying $35 to do that. But I am going to start this live stream based off of my notes. Not my notes, but my YouTube post. I was listening to another target that I listened to with pretty much good information, just like most that I listen to. And he was saying that everybody can't be targeted, and it's select people. They select people, and that's correct. Everybody is not targeted. A lot of targeted individuals like to say, one day they all gonna be going through this same thing. Like that's literally impossible for everybody to be targeted, and I'm gonna go into why. It's impossible for everybody to be targeted, and I'm going to go into why. Go into why, and I'm gonna start by reading from my post. Everybody is not targeted. A lot of targets get on here and say one day everybody will be targeted. That won't be called targeting. It will be called world control. And what I mean by that is that you saying everybody will be targeted. Nah, everybody will just be woke to the things that the world does. Like how we kind of look at the world like GTA. Like how Grand Theft Auto, you'll ride past a sign and it says something crazy. Like that's how we look at stuff as targets. Everything we see is kind of crazy. It kind of send a message. It kind of sends a message. The quotes that these restaurants use, all of that stuff, it all sends a message. Like we look into everything. But, it's kind of like they're doing the stuff on purpose. But some people have no logic. I'm reading from my post, so some people have no logic. So everybody is going to be going through getting directed conversations from random citizens one day, right? You get what I'm saying? So it's not everybody. That's not going to be. You shouldn't be worried about the perpetrator's karma, but that's not going to be their karma. Is being targeted. If everybody in the world was getting targeted, who would be doing the directed conversations? Who would be doing the indirected conversations? It will be so many people. You get what I'm saying? Like it, so we all can never become targeted. They do select people. Like another target said, they select people. They select us and they target us. So what about people? that aren't receiving indirects and direct conversations. They select certain people to be targeted. Alphabet agencies, specifically law enforcement and third party companies, are responsible. Mainly third party companies. I would call a third party company the FISA 702. But I said in my post, I said FISA 702 is not just a surveillance act. That would mean nothing. Surveilling someone is nothing. All right. Surveilling someone is nothing. Watching somebody is nothing. They have to harass you into a mental illness that cannot be removed. They have to harass you into a mental illness that cannot be removed. You will, I guarantee you, no matter how much your targeting light up, you will always look into and listening to indirected conversations and things like that. People sending certain messages to you when they talking to somebody else. You will always, you will think that, even if they not, even if they not, even if they're not sending you fight or flight mode. Yeah, I guess. Anyway, I don't know what that means. It doesn't matter. Um, even if they're like sending you like messages through other people, like you will think it regardless. Like if something, you're always going to listen into indirected conversation. Every word that you hear that's around you, every word that you hear that's around you, right? Every word that you hear that's around you, you will always listening to it. So they put you in a, yeah. He said, "Okay, I get what you're saying. My bad. I ain't know what you meant by that, but y'all can see the chat. My bad, bro. I ain't know what you meant by that. But yeah, he said I can hear 5 conversations at a time. That's crazy. Yeah, you will always be, even if they're not doing it on purpose. What they have woke you up to is a permanent mental illness, induced mental illness. Even if they're not doing it on purpose. But I think they always will do it on purpose. I think they always do it on purpose. I think they'll always do that on purpose, bro. But yeah, it's a you cannot. This isn't done to every citizen in the world. You cannot, like, they can't just do this to people. It's killing somebody. It's also attempted murder every day. It's attempted murder every day through psychological warfare every day. But I'm finna get to, yeah, that same thing I was just speaking on. About to still talk about that. Yeah, causing psychiatric injury for sure. These people are sick. Yeah, yep, for sure, for sure. And it ain't a pill they can give you. It ain't this. It's just sad. It ain't a pill they can give you. No type of medicine can like, this is like, you don't do this to people. Like, this is like the most terrible thing that you can go through in the world, because you know being unalive isn't, that's not going through anything. I'm not saying that's a good thing, but that's not going through anything. Like, it's just, you gone. You feel what I'm saying? Like, but like psychological warfare every day, bro. Like, every day. Like, they got people like around you every day, especially if you want to, like, just messing with you all damn day. Like, it's just crazy. It's insane, bro. It's insane. But yeah, like, I suggest y'all don't. They already, people already have. They already got their karma. Like, they already have their karma. I don't wish bad on people. I never have. But they already got their karma. Their karma is being unknowledgeable, bro. that's That's their karma. Karma is being unknowledgeable. You know, like they drive reckless on the road, not thinking. You know, an example is driving reckless on the road, not thinking somebody trying to get you out of here on purpose through that. You know, that's these people, bro. That's these people. You know, that's these people, bro. They already have their karma. They put their kids on to me to mess with me. I live across the street from a school in a really small town. I have 5 children and would never harm a child. Yeah, that's right. That's right. They do stuff like that, bro. But you gotta just when they do stuff like that, it's a school right across from you. You gotta know how to call out. You gotta know how to call out your own plausible deniability. Act like they ain't even do it. I'm pretty sure they don't. That stuff don't bother you. I'm pretty sure. Act like they ain't even doing it. You gotta know how to call out your own plausible deniability. Like act like they ain't doing it. You know you'll never do nothing like that. So act like they ain't doing it. You really gotta find ways to just combat every psychological thing that they're doing. Just like I'm going to get into in this live. When they doing the stuff they was doing to you, I mean doing to Myron Mays, I'm gonna get into that. But it's simple. It's real simple. It's simple what to do. But I gotta go back into what I was just saying. When I go back into this post, but yeah, the last thing I had said was FISA 702 is not just a surveillance act. That would mean nothing. Surveillance just protects people, which is fine. Like it protects people. If they're not even surveilling people that's like they need to be surveilling people that's trying to do, you know, great danger to people, great harm to people, like people that have like certain type of weapons and stuff like that. Like they really sick. They really just hateful. They that's hateful stuff, bro. Like they doing stuff like this. Like you don't harass somebody and surveil them. You just surveil them. You watch them. But they harass somebody, they surveil them, and then they'll try to blame it. You know, knowing it's law enforcement. You know, or anything connected to it. There's alphabet agencies, all of that. That's the same thing. Same thing. Knowing it's them, but they'll try to blame it on some type of. They wouldn't even blame it on a third party company. They'll just try to say, "Oh no," or or whatever. But it's a third party company running this stuff. It's a third party company running this targeting, or straight up alphabet agencies, and I just ain't reading correctly. I don't know if the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act. Um, I don't know if they. I don't. Excuse me. I don't know if they. If that's just foreigners or civilians. I'm pretty sure you can be a civilian and end up on that Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act list. But yeah, that's something they shouldn't be doing. Like that's something they shouldn't be doing at all. It's not just a surveillance act. That would mean nothing. Surveillance just protects people, which is fine. They're going around harassing and surveilling. Like they having fun messing people's life up, bro. Like they're trying to have fun, like, just messing with people's mind. But they doing this stuff, like I said in my post, like I'm reading right now. But they're doing this stuff to some people that have never have thoughts of walking into place and harming people. Yeah. Nobody has those type of thoughts that's pretty much on here. But yeah, I'm finna go on to why the real reason why celebrities don't get gang stalked. Like they can't be going through psychological warfare. They can't. They can go through another form of it, but on why celebs don't get gang stalked, and I'm reading from my post, they walk outside. They already walk outside expecting everybody to know their information, personal information at that. They expect people to know their personal information when they walk outside anywhere, and they don't go anywhere alone. Most of them, but they'll expect an indirect conversation. They think the world is about them. They probably don't even hear the people's conversation. Security around them, scared to go places alone, can't go in public without approach. Anybody naturally ignorant will not be organized stalked. And that's just straight up. Anybody that's naturally ignorant will not be organized stalked, bro. They will not be gang stalked, organized stalked. They will not be on this list, bro. Because if you're ignorant, this list is something, that harassment is something that you wouldn't notice. If an ignorant person would have been like snapped out and punched somebody, and I'm saying this because I can't do that. I'm saying this because I can't do that. So I've done just a mental research. Like I was, the right to defend myself was taken away. As far as like fighting wise, right? Like I can't swing my right arm like in a fight, and that's my dominant arm. Like I'm weak in that arm because of an accident, right? So people can't do that type of stuff. So I mean, since I couldn't do that type of stuff, I realized that only ignorant people do that type of stuff. Since I can't anymore, which I really haven't done that type of stuff, but I realized that people can't they can't do ignorant things anymore. Not ignorant things, but only ignorant people would respond to like somebody doing something on the street. That'll end their gang stalking right there. Like they do this to somebody that's ignorant, they gonna punch somebody in the mouth quick, and or worse than that, they gonna either punch them in the mouth or something else quick. They gonna punch him in the mouth or they gonna do something else. They ain't gonna play no type of game with them at all. But yeah, anybody that's naturally ignorant will not be gang stalked. They will not be organized stalked. The shadow government targets people that can read. You get what I'm saying? And before I keep going in on this, we black, we white, they're blue. Alphabet agencies, the police, they back the blue. That's called back the blues. They're blue. We black, we white, they blue. So you gotta understand this stuff. That's them the slave catchers. That's the new them the slave catchers, bro. Like that's the new world order slavery, bro. And it's been like this since the 70s. Before then it was worse. But yeah, the shadow government targets people that can read, intelligent people, people that are out of the way. The shadow government, alphabet agencies, all of them people target people that can read, intelligent people, people that are out the way, people that can't end up in their system or dead, and you're doing it on purpose. You not deceased. You're not trying to get yourself deceased on purpose. You're not trying to end up in their system on purpose. That's why they targeting you. When I said in my post, people that can't end up in their system or, deceased, and you're doing it on purpose. You're doing that on purpose. They don't like that. Oh, yeah, you're a target. You staying alive on purpose? Target. You staying out of prison custody on purpose? Target. On purpose meaning you already know where the club gets you. You know where the street areas You know where the street hood areas get you. You know where having friends get you. You know where going to. You know what going to parties get you. You know what night walks get you. So you stay away from these things and people. So we're gonna target that person, make them crash out. We had other plans. We didn't expect him not to be involved in so-called normal activities like not partying on purpose. We thought this person would go. We thought this person was going to do what we want to himself. We thought this person was going to do what we want to himself. You know, like the gangsters, they have no choice besides death or prison. Especially when we wanted to do that to him anyway. Far-fetched? Nah, it's not. It's not. It makes so much sense. Yes, they going to target you if you're not a part of the crowd. Shit, target's not in the crowd. If you go to a damn gun range or something like that, right? You go to again a damn gun range or something. The targets aren't in the crowd. The targets aren't crowded. They put one target down the range, and you shoot at the gun range thing. Targets aren't in crowds. So by you, they probably had a plan for you. By you staying out the way, you become a target. And I've never ended up in situations like, I never ended up in situations like, violent situations, like somebody trying to do something to me, like, me having to run away because somebody trying to use a firearm or something like that, or, you know, ducking and dodging bullets. I haven't been in those situations, because I've always stayed away from people, but this is what targets do. Some targets want to be back in, they fighting. Some targets are fighting to get back into regular society. Like, I'm glad this happening to me. I'm so glad this is happening to me. I'm so glad I'm being targeted. It doesn't make sense. Because I realized after just going through this since 2018, I realized, hey, that's not what I want to do anyway. I don't want to do what other people do. I don't want to be at their parties. I don't want to do that. Because that's what's going, the clubs, all that stuff like that, bro. That's where, leaving the club, all that stuff, that's what gets you messed up. That's what gets you messed up. That's what get people messed up. Look at regular society, bro. You wake up in Saturday news when you wake up. What's the first thing you see in your city? A shootout. Somebody was in the car and got, terminated. You feel what I'm saying? Like, that's the first thing that you hear, bro. Like, real shit. Like, it's bad stuff at them parties, bro. It's bad stuff at clubs. It's bad stuff everywhere, bro. And they're jealous that you don't do that. They the police. They mad. They already don't do that. They're mad, bro. They already don't do that. So they feel like, since you're not the police, you should be doing crime. Since you're not the police. Since you're not the police, you should be doing crime. That's how they feel. Because that's who it is. That's who it is, bro. That's who it is. That's who it is. Like I've been saying this stuff forever, bro. That's who it is. It's the police, bro. That's who it is. They targeting people, bro. They targeting people that stay out the way because they have no choice but to stay out the way. Don't it make sense? Since the police have no choice but to stay out the way, right? They have no choice but to stay out of the way of parties. They're not getting invited there. They probably don't want to go. You feel what I'm saying? They probably even don't want to go. So they have no choice but to stay out the way. So since you out the way and you cool looking or whatever, they targeting you. They mad. Somebody done put you on a list. Whether it's somebody in law enforcement, I would think that before that. I would think somebody in law enforcement or something like that put you on a list instead of me thinking that, like most targets think. They like to blame friends, family, associates, lovers, ex-lovers, all of that. They like to blame them. I never really been, I always wanted to think, extra. It was so fun, those lies being told. It was so fun. That's why, I like to have real targets on my channel, people that understand. But the lies of, your ex is watching your every move, you know what I'm saying? Like that messes your mind up. That can push you on a course to, a downward spiral course. It can put you in a downward spiral. Somebody step on your shoe in public, you think your ex watching you through your phone camera, so you gotta fight them or something. You feel what I'm saying? Like, it's so funny. Like, it's just foolish, bro. It's foolish. The shit they, I don't even mean to curse. The stuff they do is crazy, bro. It's crazy. But yeah, like, that's why you being targeted. You're being targeted because I guarantee you don't do stuff that regular people do. You go to work, like everybody say, I'm gonna add a little extra though. You go to work and go home. Excuse me. That's why you being targeted. Because you go to work, go home. On the weekends, if you ain't doing nothing, you in the house. And you can read. Oh, that's a problem. That's a problem, bro. We black. We black. We white. We black. They're blue. I'm gonna say it again. We white. We black. They're blue. Okay? You feel what I'm saying? That's a problem. That's a problem, bro. Like, people don't realize that, bro. You know what back the blues mean? That mean police. that's they color, bro. They blue. They blue. Okay? Like, so they're hateful, jealous people, bro. You know what I'm saying? Nobody does that job unless they're that. You feel what I'm saying? Nobody does that job unless they're that. Like, that, you gotta be like, bro, man, just think of the mindset. Imagine the person that you was working with at the retail store and they all of a sudden decide to become a police. You already kind of got that vibe off of them. You know what I'm saying? You already kind of got that vibe off of them. You already kind of got that vibe. Like, they probably was looking at you a type of way when you went to go smoke your weed on your break. Like, they probably was side-eyeing you and shit. But still acting cool, right? You feel what I'm saying? Like, because they wasn't that yet, right? Or they probably, they probably wasn't that yet. But yeah, that's so funny, bro. Like, it's so funny because it's just so much easier to read people, and I don't do it on purpose. I don't read people at all, really, but I definitely don't do it on purpose. When someone allows me to read them, and they don't have to open themselves up to it. When someone allows me to read them, I read them. When someone allows me to read them, I read them. You know what I'm saying? And that being just regular citizens, just regular people that I might come in contact with more than once. When they allow me to read them, I read them. But yeah, I'm gonna get into the Myra Mays thing. I don't really want to, get into it that much. I don't want nobody to think I'm thinking like that or nothing like that. Never. But yeah, when they're doing, if you're a hard target, and they do they start doing the incarceration threats. This is when you're a hard target. Like this is when you're a hard target. Why you think he did what he did, right? Like, when you're a hard target, or like just a good target, bro, just a good person, right? When they do the incarceration threats, play the patience game. And I'm reading from my post. Play the patience game. I noticed when they switched from subliminally calling me foul names, right? Because that's what my targeting was. My targeting at first was like they would, like it was never about crime. Like it was never about accusing me of crime or anything like that. I never thought I did anything in my life. But it was always about like subliminal you know, names, calling me certain things, calling me certain foul things, which is never true. But I used to get mad at it because I would think that they were going around telling people, but I didn't understand this program, right? So I stopped caring about that because it was untrue for sure. So when they switched to the incarceration games, I've then I've always thought I never did anything in my life. I'm reading from something besides of what I got arrested for, right? And that's a high speed chase. Nothing else, non-violent, non-sexual, non-drug related. Just didn't want to be bothered. But when they play those games with you, the best thing you can do is ignore them and non-verbally agree. Non-verbally agree. Because it's annoying. Like, people are not even be threatening you with that. Like, people are not even be sending you messages, regular people, and you'll still think so. Like, you will still think that somebody having an indirect conversation about you, being incarcerated or something like that, right? And it's so annoying. So always non-verbally agree. Like, you have, that's their last leg, bro. Like, that's their last leg. Their last leg is to threaten you with incarceration until you do something to get it, because that will get you to do something, bro. Like, that will get you to do something. So that's why they do it. It's a scientific method. That's all it is. That's all it is. It's a scientific method. They threaten you with incarceration so they'll get you to do something. And that could be from the minorest thing, like the smallest thing. That can be anything. Like, that can be anything. They just trying to get you in the system. But that's why they do that stuff. I've said this before. But yeah, non-verbally agree. Like things like, yep, waiting on you. When you feel like they threatening you with that, they sending you something in your visual. They sending you something that's in your that's in your face, that's telling you, they saying, oh, they gonna arrest you or something like that. Just say in your mind, just say, yep, waiting on you. That's it. I don't want y'all to crash out like he did. Why you think he did it? Because it's a scientific method. He didn't even do nothing. He worked for some type of law firm. I think he was a prosecutor or something like that. He ain't even do nothing, bro. He ain't even do nothing. He ain't do nothing. And we speaking of Myron Mays right now. Kind of, I don't want to make nobody think of nothing else. He is kind of feminine. You never know what else he had going on. I don't know. I don't know. But he let them drive him into a rage that cost him his life and others, obviously for no reason. And it's not a mental illness. The grad student had a mental illness. A person that went to school to be something within law enforcement had a mental illness, right? No, they were doing that to him. That's why he did what he did. That's why he did what he did. That's why he said it. So it's a scientific method that they're using. But one day, like, that'll be exposed. One day that'll be exposed. But that's why he doing it to him. Like, that's why they do it to him. That's why they did that. It's a scientific method. Say you yourself, right, and you just was some evil person, right? Get a person attention, right? Get a person's attention, you know, pay people to have him followed around, let him know he's being watched, say things that he said in his privacy, get the person to let him know he's being followed everywhere. Basically let that person know that he's a targeted individual, right? Then you start make him listen into every conversation and make him think it's about him, even when it's random people. When you got him doing that, then you start to make him send subliminal incarceration threats. Send subliminal incarceration threats. That's a scientific method, bro. They get your attention first, and then they start doing other stuff that they think can make you crash out. Because we're walking around as targeted individuals, listening into everything that we hear, directed conversations, stuff like that. Even if even though they're doing it on purpose, and some of the time they're doing it on purpose, but we're walking around listening to that, and like it's a scientific method to it. It's a scientific method to it. It's a reason that they do it. It's a reason that they do it. And no matter what other reason that they do it, that's attempted MURDER. That is attempted MURDER. Whatever program they got, one day it will be exposed. It is alphabet agencies. It is third-party companies. Third-party companies being we can't turn around from this. Third-party companies being you say alphabet agencies first, law enforcement, same thing. Third-party companies being you can't say it's not going on. Because those are just gloves. Third-party companies are just gloves. They're gloves. Oh, we ain't doing that. What you talking about? So law enforcement say, oh, we ain't doing that. What you talking about? Those are just their gloves, bro. Third-party companies are their gloves. When you have people follow you around, there's a recent Vice video, too, that I also want to show one individual on there. He just, like 6 months ago, he just put logic on everything. Like he just put logic out there, like he just put logic out there. He said everything. He said, so y'all don't believe people are getting targeted when I'll show y'all, I'll post it. But he said, y'all don't believe people are getting targeted by police, and this is Vice, when that is their job. Like, that's literally their job. Like, that's their job. Like, he pretty much just said everything, like, within 20 seconds. He said everything, like, within 20 seconds. I was just like, but I'm going to post it. I'll show you. Like, I'll post it. I'll post the short, I think it was 2-minute video of a couple of targeted individuals speaking. But yeah, like he just said, I don't know why people. He just said what I just said, basically, and a little bit more. But I don't know why people try to go around telling regular people about this. Like, it's not going to work. Telling regular people about this, it's not going to work. It's just not. You know what I'm saying? It's just not going to work because, people, and the dude, matter of fact, at the end of the Vice video, a stupid psychologist basically just said what's going on. That he was disagreeing with Gangstalking being real. He was like, "Oh, I don't believe it, or am I just living in the Matrix?" Like, he was just down and down, and he just basically just And that was like the last thing he said. I just like living in the matrix. I don't believe it. I just like living in the matrix. Like, oh my gosh, it was so fucking funny. Like, excuse me for cursing. It was so funny. Like, you could just listen to people's words, bro. Like, and they like people like living in the matrix. Plus, you can't tell everybody about targeting, bro, because they won't. You know, everybody won't become targeted. Everybody will never become targeted. That's another reason you can't tell everybody about gang stalking, because they won't believe it because it's not happening to them. Not even the special factor, right? Like, who you think you are to where you think that's happening to you? Like, nah, they don't even. They just won't believe it. They just won't believe it. You know, like they won't. Like the regular citizens won't. Like they don't understand it, nor do they want to, and they won't go through it. Bob Marley says, "He who feels it knows it best," or something like that, something to that nature. But if you're going through something, like you're going to know it better than others because you're going through it. You'll know it better than others because this is what you're going through. You're going through systematic targeting, organized stalking, gang stalking. And it's too many ways to defeat it. Just by identifying, you can't beat an invisible enemy. So gang stalking has never stopped for me, but I have defeated it. The next thing is action. What did I do? What did I do for this? Because it's action. It's action. The next thing is action. I've defeated gang stalking already. I've just now defeated gang stalking a couple years ago, right? So I'm waiting on action. That's what I'm waiting on. When is somebody gonna tell me you can't do anything to deserve this, right? But unless you got some type of files or something that's hidden, like or something, right? Or I don't know, something. But you can't do nothing. You do nothing. I'm talking about nothing, like nothing. From the worst things, bro. Deserve you to be targeted. From the worst things. Nothing you do. You strip the trust of a U.S. citizen, bro. Forever. At least until, that person, we all gotta, but you strip the rights of that citizen. You strip the trust that we're supposed to have in our country. That's what you did. That's what they did. My bad. That's what they did. They stripped the trust that we're supposed to have in our country permanently. I guarantee you will never, ever, ever be in a room. You will never, ever, ever be in a room and not hear every conversation, right? You will never be in every room and not hear any conversation. Every conversation that you hear, you're going to be listening to all of that, just thinking it's about you. Every time. You'll think it's a rumor or anything like that, anything. Like, it's just insane, bro. It's just insane. Like, nobody deserves this, bro. At all. At all. But, yeah. Like, it's just crazy, bro. It's just crazy. And if I haven't said it in my live, I don't think I said it this live, but lie detector tests are $400 plus. Lie detector tests start at $400, okay? If y'all want to link up, this is an idea I came up with. I'm pretty sure others have came up with this idea, but if people ever want to link up, which I don't really suggest, Not link up and protest, but link up and just fight targeting. Even though I've already defeated it, that's why I don't even want to link up. I don't even. I have no. I don't want to link up anymore. Like, I don't. I have no problem. Like, I don't want to link up anymore with other targets really. But if y'all did want to link up, um, a lot of technical tests are $400 plus. You can ask pretty much anything on a lot of technical tests, and it at least you know gain a high percentage of trust. You know what I'm saying? It'll gain a high percentage of trust. But I'm not a part of law enforcement, any organizations, um, any secret societies. No one's telling me to get on here and say this to y'all, or I'm not designated to a certain target to get on here and say stuff. I'll be bench watching targeting, and I just, when I hear certain stuff, you know, I get on YouTube anyway. But when I hear certain stuff, I like to address it, and, just drop in the logistics of the crazy things that we're already dealing with. The crazy thing we're already dealing with called gang stalking. Just drop in the logistics of it. You know what I'm saying? Like regular citizens not listening to you in your privacy, alphabet agencies possibly, but you know what we listen to in our privacy? Things that let regular citizens know that we're aware of our targeting. So you think they letting citizens listen to us in our privacy? No. It's alphabet agencies, bro. Citizens wouldn't even be playing a rumor game anymore. I guarantee you done talk to yourself about every rumor they done told about you in subliminal. They say stuff in subliminal to make you think they spreading a rumor about you, but I know you didn't talk to yourself and cleared that up in your privacy. So I like to come on here and give the logistics of the possibilities, and that really drove me crazy. That drove me crazy. I seen it drive somebody else crazy, so that's why I get on here and help. I seen it drive somebody else crazy. I say it every live stream, almost. I'm gonna say it again. Say it again. Is a target I listen to. I believe a real target. But the guy has said he was at his coworkers, like he was leaving his job. And once he got home, he said he knew his coworkers were listening to him, right? So he cussed them out, thinking that they was listening to him. And he went back to his job, and he said the energy was off. No, the energy was off because you cussed them out, and the energy is off to you in your mind. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gang stalk, bro. I used to think like that too. I used to do the same thing, bro. Like, I used to do that same thing. Like, thinking like, so it's not me trying to discredit it. You get what I'm saying? Like, I used to do that same thing, but it's just logistically impossible. Like, you go home and listen to all type of truths that they don't want the world to know. Truths that get hundreds of views, not thousands. You listen to truth that get hundreds of views, and we'll have a mindset of we're being listened to. We're not even being watched by regular citizens. You know what I'm saying? Like your classmates, your coworkers, your friends, your exes, your family. We're not even being watched. We listen to too much truth to be watched. But that's an example, of me coming on here just giving the logistics. Just giving the logistics. I've been through this 7 years, and I beat this through just knowing that I've defeated gang stalking, even though it still goes on. I've defeated gang stalking just knowing who's around me. I defeated gang stalking by identifying the perpetrators. I've said this in my last live stream, but that's how you defeat it. And it's no different from, it's no different than you. It's not a different organization targeting you. It's not a different organization targeting you. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not a different organization that's targeting you. You know what I'm saying? It's the same people. Alphabet agencies, third party companies, it's the same people. You know, they third party companies, whether they know what they doing or not, whether they know what they sending them to do or not, it's a scientific method in getting someone's attention, right? This is the scientific method. I'm gonna just break it down, right? And I almost say it in every live, but it has to be repetitive. This is the scientific method. You want somebody to crash out and act crazy, right? Listen to that citizen in private. Pay other citizens. Dispatch their information dispatch their information that they say in their privacy to other citizens. Then dispatch those citizens to say those things in front of that person, to make that person think that citizens are involved in their privacy. That person is now going to have shortness of breath in their house. That person is going to have multiple problems, that person is going to mimic a mental illness by talking to himself, thinking that person listening at every time of the day. I was just doing it today. Matter of fact, I say I don't do it, but I was just doing it today. I be making jokes and shit. Like, excuse me, but I be making jokes. Like, I make jokes. I'm walking down the street thinking the streets bugged up. Like, they can hear everything I'm saying. Like, I be, somebody will probably think I'm on the phone or something. Like, I make jokes. Like, I walk down the street just saying something like I'm not even gonna say what I said, but I just walk down the street just saying stuff. Sometimes, I be drunk. Not that drunk though. I don't get that drunk. But yeah, it's a scientific method in the stuff that they do. That's why I said by identifying who these people are is how you beat gang stalking. Because if you think they are part of secret society or something like that, Freemasons, that's not who it is. If you think that's them, if you think it's Freemasons and all of that, if you think it's them, you're going to have an anger problem. You're going to have an anger problem because of the amount of people that claim secret societies of such that are nice dressing, have a nice car. They law enforcement is within those societies, yes, like knowingly, but it's also regular people in those societies. They have gangsters, all of that. So if you think it's them, you're going to have anger problems. I'm gonna get to that in a second. I'm gonna get to your comment in a second. But if you think that's them, you're going to have anger problems, bro. Like, for real. Like, I got an anger problem, but I have no choice but to control it. Before I had my felony, it was, I used to tote, but I ain't never did one, but yeah, excuse me. But yeah, like, it's just insane. Like, it's just insane. Like, you have to identify who is doing it. Once you identify that this is some lame stuff, I'm like, oh, this is so lame. This is so lame. Who could this be? This is so lame. This is so lame. Oh, it's the police. Oh, wow. That's why it happens in every state. They got citizens everywhere working for third-party companies, alphabet agencies. You know what I'm saying? Undisclosed. Alphabet agencies. Third-party companies. Working for them, trying to motherfucking get somebody to go crazy, which can't happen, bro. It can't. It can't happen, bro. But you have to, you can't be an invisible enemy. You cannot be an invisible enemy. So in order to beat the enemy, you have to find out who is doing this stuff. Boom, I identified them. Damn law enforcement citizens, citizen informants, gang stalking beat. Bro, you an informant? You working for the police. Anybody that's tracking you around to make a joke around you, do psychological warfare, who you think they working for, bruh? Psychological warfare from a gangster, bruh? Directed conversations from a gangster, bruh? Bruh, identify your enemy. They're working for the police. Once I realized that, it was just gang stalking was defeated. I would say like a year and a half ago. I would say about 2 years. Matter of fact, when was I riding in the car with my coworker and I told her to turn some BS off. Yeah, that was like 2023. I said you know, rap has alphabet agencies in it. You know what I'm saying? This was 2023 when I said that. I said turn it off. I don't want to hear that. You know what I'm saying? I was in the car. I was riding from work in the car late night. I said turn it off. I don't want to hear that. You know, rap is infiltrated. Everything's infiltrated, but rap is infiltrated with alphabet agencies. That was in 2023. Kansas City to be exact. But I've seen certain trends. One light out, egging of your car, and perhaps noise campaigns. But how pervasive is this? Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna start with the first thing you said, and that's the one headlight out. One headlight out, it never really bothered me. That's the same thing with colors. Like people saying, "Oh, it's a blue car right here. It's a red car right here." I've been targeted since 2018. That stuff has never bothered me. It's never bothered me. But I don't know. Like some people just maybe some people just infatuated with being followed, bro. Like even some people really just infatuated with being followed, not understanding that these citizens that's following them are being told by someone. They're not infatuated. They're informants, bro. They're informants. So some people fall in love with that. Like, and I fell in love with that. I used to have an uncontrollable smile. Now I control it because I really be that happy. But I used to have an uncontrollable smile, thinking that every car past me was passing me with purpose. Like, no, bro, they working for the police. They're not doing that shit because they want to see you. It was fun, but there's a new fun. Hey, citizen informants are following you around trying to entrap you. That's fun to me now. That's fun. Like, that's fun too. That's fun too. You feel I'm that important that you're trying to? I can't think of me doing nothing. You feel like I'm that important that you're trying to follow me around to entrap me and get into some BS like I did get into before. In Tulsa, Oklahoma, a dude had, I owed him $5. Literally, this is the situation. In Tulsa, Oklahoma, I owed a dude $5 for some weed. He came up to me while me and my girlfriend was entering the house. We was entering an apartment. I told her to go in the house. I closed the door. I didn't have my firearm. So he came up to me, like, he didn't punch me and nothing like that, but he tried to like swing me around. Like, he didn't jack me up and nothing like that. He tried to swing me around and shit. Altercation, then he left. We didn't fight or nothing, but he like tried to like swing me around or something like that. So I go back in the house. Next few days, I get paid. I say, hey, that ain't happening no more. And I say, next time you try that, it's gonna be some problems. So this is the drug dealer, right? Somebody that he got mad about $5. So the next few days went by. The next few days went by, and I go outside, and he right there. He asked me the same thing, and I pulled it out my pocket. I had the metal on me, and I pulled it out my pocket. And guess what he did? He said, "Okay, you want me to go get mine too? You want me to go get mine too?" Like he was with his girlfriend and his kid, So I ain't do nothing. I ain't. He said, "You want me to go get mine too?" And he didn't go get his medal. What he did do was he went to call the police. And this is a dealer, bro, like a weed dealer. I owed him $5. I didn't give him that. He called the police. They pulled up. I went to jail for like 10 days, and they dismissed the charge. But that was something that they caused. That was a third party. That was a person working with a third party company to try to get me in jail. And that also messed up that relationship that I was in. My girlfriend had my car. She probably was doing everything, bro. But my girlfriend had my car for 10 days and my apartment for 10 days. I don't usually get into story time, but I don't usually get into story time. But yeah, she had my car for 10 days and my house for 10 days. She probably was doing everything. But yeah, like that was the situation that they set up. Those charges were dismissed. They were counted as pointing a firearm with intention, right? But yeah, I'm gonna get into, the egging of your car. The one headlights out, I never really cared for it. It does happen. I don't even notice it. Matter of fact, like I don't look for that. I don't even when I'm walking, even when I'm driving. But I don't look on the road when I'm walking. I just walk all the way out of the way. And, they'll try to run off the road, bro. They're that hateful. But I've been through so much, bro. They're that hateful. They'll try to run off the road. So I don't pay attention to the road. The egging in your car, noise campaigns. Noise campaigns. The right now where I'm at, like it's very like thick walls. Like I can't hear any noise campaigns at all as far as sirens. But when I'm in the city, like anywhere, like especially at my house, like I hear a lot of sirens. Like in my home, like in Georgia, I hear a lot of sirens. That stuff. That's what started targeting for me. Sirens at odd times. That's another thing they use to get my attention, which is really evil. But that's another thing they use to get my attention. That's what they started with, sirens. They still, when I do hear them, they still hype me up. Like they hype me up to, do something, not do something, but like start speaking or something like that. It always seems like it's on purpose. One time I was hearing sirens every time I got out of my vehicle. Right? I mean, every time I got out of my vehicle, I was dating my baby mother at the time. She was just pregnant or, something like that. And every time that I got home to my house and got out of my vehicle, I would hear sirens. Every time. Police sirens, EMS, every time. Every time I got out of my vehicle. Like soon as I opened the door out of my vehicle, it was like that happened like 3 days in a row. Like they was literally doing it on purpose. But another targeted individual speaks on them having fake sirens, not fake sirens, but fake ambulances. Like ambulances controlled by something else. Off-brand ambulances or ambulances controlled by some third-party company. Or religion or something like that. I've actually seen one of those. But yeah, another target speaks on there being fake, ambulances. Not fake ambulances, but yeah, you can call them that. You can call them fake ambulances. I noticed it gradually, but why? What does it benefit anyone to follow people? Um, excuse me. But yeah, if you want to get in somebody's mind, it benefits them to follow you. If you want to get in somebody's mind, like it benefits them to follow you. They're also hiring citizens to dispatch you. They're also dispatching citizens and dispatching citizens scripts and information to say in front of you to make you think those citizens are listening to you in your privacy. So they have to follow you to make you uncomfortable. I think, yeah. Matter of fact, yeah. When I used to try to do, well, yeah, I'm not even gonna say that. I was gonna say something about music. Like, but yeah, that kind of even ruins that. That ruins music. Like, you think somebody listening to you while you doing a project, you gonna be kind of. I was kind of like shy to even do it, but not really though. Like when I thought about it, because nobody else, no other target that does music is shy. But I don't do music. I just stick to myself and do my stuff. But yeah, but yeah, it's like y'all gotta understand what's going on, bro, and that's just what it is. You know, we citizens, we can't even really go through a smear campaign. Somebody hate us that bad to put us in a program, dispatch real citizens to make us think that we're being slandered. We're citizens, bro, and then they'll do this in every state. You definitely not known outside of your state. But even you definitely not really even known in your city. You get what I'm saying? We're citizens. Then it's a blessing. It's a blessing not to be known. It's a blessing. Ooh, that's a blessing. Imagine you can't go into the store no more. Have genuine conversations, genuine sexual encounters. Imagine not being able to do that. You get what I'm saying? Imagine not being able to do that. Like, oh my gosh. Like, I be damn, hell nah. Like, trying to oh my goodness. You know, like, people already know you. Like, so imagine walking in the store and motherfucker call your name out. Like, yo, what's, like, a girl, hopefully, right, call your name out. And she already know you, and it's, that's everywhere, and all the other girls in the store know you. You feel what I'm saying? Like, that's, oh no, you feel what I'm saying? Like, that's terrible. Like, that's terrible. That's celebrity life, bro. I wouldn't want to be that. They try to put you in that type of simulation. Like, oh, that's terrible life. That's terrible. They try to put you in that simulation, bro, but you can't be slandered. You know what type of anger that causes? You walking around thinking everybody knows something bad about you? Come on, bro. It's not real, bro. It's not real. Like, it's not a real thing, bro. Like, it's not a real thing. Like, that's fake. That's a fake thing, bro. It's a way to go down, spiral. It's a way to spiral out of control. It's a way to spiral out of control, bro. Them paying citizens to act like they know you and then act like they don't. You get what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's to spiral out of control, bro. It's to spiral out of control. That shit's sad. But yeah, like, I have to get on here and speak this stuff. Like, I have to. Plus, I love doing it. Like I said, like, I love doing this stuff, bro. I love doing this stuff. Y'all my people. And ruining any I'm ruining this further, bro. For the people that do listen, y'all got videos y'all make. Y'all got people that listen to y'all. They probably don't listen to me, but that's what I'm doing it for. Cause they trying to make fun. They trying to have fun out of messing with your life, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like they trying to have fun out of messing with your life, bro. They're trying to make fun out of your life. You know? So I'm just ruining that. I'm ruining that. Like that's over with. For the people that do listen. For the people that was giving them a sitcom. You know what I'm saying? People that was giving them a sitcom, having been, talking to yourself in the house, dancing in the house to alphabet agencies watching you through a hidden camera. You feel what I'm saying? So to people that was going through that, bro, like that's who this for. For you to stop doing that. You know what I'm saying? It's for you to stop doing that. Ruining whatever plans that these people have, bro. Whatever fun they having messing with you, that's what this channel is to get rid of. Is to get rid of. Sometimes people say things that seem off, subtly provoking. It makes you think, why would you even say that? Yeah, it does. But who are you talking about when you say that? Are you talking about like people in public? I see it from people in public, even some targeted individuals. Like, but I see it from people in public too. Like, what why is that in your vocabulary? You feel what I'm saying? Like, yeah, like, yeah, it's people be saying some off stuff, bro. Subtly provoking, yeah, that's what they do, bro. I told you who it is. And that you in defeating, that's who you do. I mean, some of y'all know who it is, but that's how I ignore them now, bro. Like, them people want me citizen informants, bro. Like, I'm good. I'm chilling. Like, y'all too funny to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's too funny. It can be in public or even people you associate with. The associates know a little too much to be casual acquaintances. Yeah. Yeah, bro. Like, yeah, I'm talking about in public too. And that's why I don't even have associates anymore. But even people that surround you, like people that's around you in any environment, whether it be work, if you're in a house with multiple people or anything, bro, people do be saying some crazy stuff. Like, why would you even say that? Yeah, that goes with directed conversation, indirect conversation, bro. But how you defeat that or how you defeat that or begin to fight the enemy is by identifying them. So once I identify who was doing stuff like that, that's called indirect conversations. Like they do stuff like that. Like once I identified who was doing it, I was like, wow. Yeah, I knew this couldn't be a cult. That's too, like, they do too much stupid stuff. Like, this can't be some rich hood person or something like that. I mean, rich gangster person or something like that following me around or something like that, paying people to do this. Like, these some smart people that's saying this stuff. They know how to mess with your psychology. And not them specifically, the people that's telling them to do it. Like, they communicate. Like, one other target individual said that I listened to, I binge watch him too. They have all different type of ways of communication. Earpieces. Like, people, that's probably why people be saying stuff like that. That's nothing's really too far when it comes to them, or far-fetched when it comes to that. But like, yeah, they have earpieces that's telling us, we got people in them telling them what to say. Like for real. Like that's for real, bro. Like that's for real, bro. Like they have earpieces, bro. Like, and that's just one form of communication, bro. But you know, I usually called it. Uh, I usually call them notification game. You know, they send a script, or they send people scripts or something like that. You know, all of his communication is never from. All of his communication is never from what you think it is. All of his communication is never citizens direct listening to you. They're being dispatched scripts and information, things to say, where to be, stuff like that. You know, they're not giving citizens that type of technology, bro. You know, they're not giving them that type of technology, which means, you know, they don't care anything about they don't care anything about how we, you know, how we're feeling about this type of stuff. They don't care. You know, they don't care. But yeah, it doesn't matter. You know, you never get to put this stuff in front of them. So that's just what that is. You know, be happy about that. You'll never get to put this stuff in front of them. So just ignore it pretty much. Only thing, like I say in pretty much every live stream, only thing is really financial sabotage. Once you identify, you'll start to notice that they really financial sabotage. like once you identify who is doing this stuff, you'll realize, oh yeah, they really trying to financial sabotage. Because once you realize, like, oh yeah, this the like this law enforcement, bro. Like, it's alphabet. Ain't no one else has that power or that money, bro. Ain't no billionaire, no gatekeeper doing this stuff. None of that, bro. None of that. None of that, bro. The police is hiring people through their third party companies. Third party companies are gloves for law enforcement to harass people that they don't like. In short summary, bro. And that police being alphabet agencies included, that's police too. Uh, uh, yeah. So there's no way around saying they're not doing this stuff. There's no way around saying they're not doing this stuff, bro. That's them. That's them doing it. There were times people would randomly come up and put church pamphlets on my car, or once a random dude would lock eyes with me and say, Jesus love you. Yeah, bro. They're trying to reel you in. Like they do stuff like that. That's another thing. That's another thing. There are no good stalkers, bro. You know, another thing I said, it's my quote. This is my stuff that I said. I should copyright it. Accepting a subliminal compliment. Accepting a subliminal compliment only opens the door to accepting a subliminal insult. You know what I'm saying? So they trying to reel you in. They're trying to get you listening to everything everybody says. But I have 0 viewers on this live stream right now. So I'm about to end the live stream. Just everybody, oh, he live stream too long or whatever, right? Y'all off of here. These type of live streams I like. You know, I guess that's just me though. I don't know. But yeah, what I just said about that, like that's true. Accepting a subliminal compliment only opens the door to accepting a subliminal insult. That goes with listening to indirected conversation, directed conversations. Listening to the conversations that you're not in, but you can hear because you're around them. And I made that up. Accepting a subliminal compliment only opens the door to accepting a subliminal insult. You know what I'm saying? So I'm about to get off of here. I got 3 viewers now, but I'm about to get off here because I just had 0 viewers. But I'm about to get off of here. I'll probably be back live like, um, say in a couple days or something like that. I'll probably be back live. But yeah, I like these type of live streams, and I love all y'all. Yeah, I just be back live soon. Be back live soon. Unless y'all want to comment some more stuff. But yeah, except there are no good stalkers. There are no good stalkers, bro. There are no people coming up to you telling you good things. Subliminally trying to tell you good things. They're just trying to open the door to insults. Accepting a subliminal compliment only opens the door to a subliminal insult. Scientific. Or should I start saying psychological methods? I don't think it's scientific methods, right? I think I've been tripping when I say that. But I think it's psychological methods. Psychological method. Psychological method to get somebody to crash out. Crash out being anything, you know. Yeah, crash out being anything without even, sometimes not even physical. Not even a physical break, crash out. They trying to get you to break down, bro. Like, that's what they try to get you to do. So, there's no good for this in this program, bro. But it is very funny and beneficial. If you get what I'm saying. Like, it's funny that they do it. Once you figure it out who's doing it, oh, it's so funny. Because they took logistics from you and told you that everybody in society, most people in society care about what you're doing. They care to track you around and make subliminal jokes. You feel what I'm saying? They took logistics from you. Bro. Them people being paid, bro. They're being compensated by policemen. They're being compensated by policemen. I said that shit funny. That shit sounded hell funny. That shit sounded too funny. They're being compensated by policemen. Yeah, bro. They're being compensated by policemen to follow you around, bro. You feel what I'm saying? You think they care enough to follow us around and just to pull up on us and make subliminal jokes and make us feel awkward, do that indirected conversations and stuff? Bro, they're working for the policemen, bro. That's so funny when I say it like that. They're working for the policemen, bro. Yeah, that's who they working for, bro. And it drives me insane, bro. Sometimes I have to laugh, bro, like that. But it drives me insane, bro. Like, it did. It used to drive me insane until I realized that they working for policemen. And then that's when I just ignored it. But they just got more annoying and annoying once I realized that. Because they see it doesn't work. It doesn't even work when I'm not drunk. I'm actually worse sober. Like, I'm actually very more, like, man, if you don't get out of my face, sober. Like, it's not as far as anger-wise. Like, as far as just, like, y'all super funny. Like, bro, they're working for policemen, bro. They're working for the policemen. This just sounds so funny when I say, that's what I'm going to call them, bro. That is so funny. That is so funny. Oh, that's so funny. They working for the policemen. Yeah, they working for the policemen, bro. Going around here with scripts and shit. Excuse me, earpieces. Receiving scripts, notifications. or just straight up playing undercover. Straight playing up undercover cops. You feel what I'm saying? Doesn't matter, it's the same thing. No regular citizen is in on this stuff. You know? Like that. If you get what I'm saying. In that way. You know, to their extent, if you get what I'm saying. But yeah, this about to be an hour and 25 minutes. I was gonna stop at an hour 30. I was gonna stop earlier than that, but I'm gonna stop right now. I'm about to get off of here. You ain't got no more comments, so yeah. I just had a good laugh with y'all. That was funny, but I'm about to get off here. They working for the policeman. I'll be back. I'll be back live. Probably the next few days, bro. But yeah, peace, love all y'all. Y'all stay safe. Not stay safe. You feel what I'm saying? Not stay safe. My bad. I know y'all. That word is. You feel what I'm saying? That word is. You know, people don't like that word. People don't like people telling them that. My bad. But I love all y'all. Didn't mean to say stay safe. But yeah, you know, just be comfortable, bro. Be more comfortable. You know, it was always, nobody likes the police, bro. So that's who around you. That's how you should be looking at it. And that's really the look, most logistically. But that's how you should be looking at it. Nobody likes the police, bro. Nobody likes police. Nobody, bro. Nobody likes police, bro. So if you start to look at everyone around you as informants, bro, you defeated the program. That's logistically possible. Now, I'll talk to y'all later. Love you. Love y'all.